Okay, so the purpose of this video is to just quick show you how to create a form for getting a shareable link from students to kind of monitor their progress on a project. Okay, so I'm starting out here in Google Drive. The first thing we're going to do to kind of keep ourselves organized is create a new folder, and we're going to name that folder whatever it is that the project that we're doing. Unit 3 reflection. So then double clicking on that folder takes me into that folder. There's nothing there at this time, but we're going to create a new form. So click on new, go down to more, and then we're going to click on forms. And that brings me to that new form that is created. The first thing we need to do with this form is name it. Okay, and then we're going to address some of the settings, and the settings is the little gear in the upper right hand corner. The first setting that we need to change is this restrict to Blue Valley District users. That would actually make it so that students can't answer these or this form because they are on a different domain than teachers are. But what we can do instead is collect their email address, and we can limit it to just one response. They're only going to need to submit one link to their project, so they only need to access this form once. All right, so then we can save it, and that updates our form with a question automatically that collects the email address. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to kind of change this first question, this untitled question, and then add another question using the little plus sign here, and we want to get the respondent's name and the hour that they're in. So I can change this to a short answer for their name, make it required, and then I can add another question for their hour. Just say 1, 2, 3. And I actually want to make that a drop down because that'll make the form look a little bit nicer, and I want to make that a required question as well. Okay, so now we need to provide our students with a little bit of instruction on how to get their shareable link. So if you go to this URL, that will take you to my School Center resources page, and we're going to look at either of these top two links, the either doc shareable link instructions or folder shareable link instructions. So for this one, we're going to do a document, and here is a quick little video showing them how to get a shareable link for a doc that will work for this. And so we're going to go down here to the bottom where it says share, and we're going to copy this URL. That's what we're going to use here in our form. So going back over to my form, I'm going to add a video. Okay, and that's where I'm going to put in my link. Search for it. There it is, shareable link instructions for a doc. If I click on that and hit select, then I can give that video a little bit of a title to tell them what it is. So I've given that video a little bit of a title, and then I can also resize it, make it a little bit bigger. They will also have the option to make it full screen when they're going through the form. The last question then we need to add is a question, a short answer question for the link that they should have gotten by following those instructions. We need to make that required, and that is our complete form. Now we can go back in and add other questions if we need to, if they're, say, working in a group, or if they need to provide you with what is the topic of their project, or maybe what specific area that they need your help on. We could add any of those questions if we want to. You can always see what the form is going to look like by clicking on the preview button, the little eyeball up here in the corner. And so here is my form. They have their email, name, they'll choose their hour from a drop down, they'll look at their video, and then they'll submit their link. And that will be the process for these students. Now, if we go back over to our actual form that you can edit, we want to see what is it going to look like for you as these responses come in. So if we click on responses, this page will populate with responses as people fill it out. But the best part here is we want to use this spreadsheet. So if we click on that option to create a spreadsheet, we can either create a new or choose an existing. We're going to create a new for this one. So it's going to have the same Unit 3 reflection with responses. Hit create. and that spreadsheet is going to automatically be made for us. Now, if we go back over to our folder, that spreadsheet also automatically pops up there. So everything's kind of nice and together. But this spreadsheet is now where you're going to come to actually see how students are progressing and be able to give them comments on their work. There will be a timestamp of when they originally submit it. Their email address will be there. For my purposes, I usually highlight those and right-click and then hit hide, because I don't really need those. But more importantly, I have the name of the student, the hour, and then the link for that student's actual document. So for each student, I'll be able to go in and click on that link that'll fill into this column automatically and go and see their paper. I can always go then and comment on any of their stuff, and since it's a live document, that link is always taking me to the most recent version of their document. Even if they're working on it at the same time, I can go in there and highlight things and make comments, and they'll be able to actually see me doing that. So that is the process of using a Google form for project submission. If you have questions, definitely come and find me and ask, and we will get it figured out. Thanks.